So, I've never really shared this story publicly before. It's something I've tried to move on from, but no matter how much time passes, a part of me still feels like I'm being watched. And after what happened, maybe I am. This all took place last year, when I moved into a new apartment just outside Chicago. I was going through a rough patch in my life, messy breakup, job stress, the whole thing. I just wanted to start over in a quiet place where no one knew me. And that's exactly what I thought I found. But that peace didn't last long. Because of the man in apartment 3B, I moved in on a rainy Thursday afternoon. The building was a little old but clean, tucked in a quiet neighborhood. Not many neighbors, which was honestly a plus for me. I lived in apartment 3A, right next to 3B. And I swear in the very first day, I felt like someone was watching me. I was carrying a box up the stairs, paused to catch my breath, and glanced over toward 3B. That's when I noticed someone standing behind the frosted glass of the door. Just standing there. Perfectly still. I could make out the shape of a man. Tall, kind of broad. I couldn't see his face clearly through the glass, but I got this weird feeling like whoever it was had been standing there a long time. I smiled a little, gave a small wave, just to be polite. No response. He didn't even move. I figured maybe he was just antisocial. A weird neighbor. Whatever. Every building has one, right? But that night, things already started feeling wrong. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to this faint knocking sound. Not loud, just rhythmic. Tap, tap, tap. At first I thought it was coming from outside, but the more I listened, the more I realized it was coming from the wall, the one that connected to 3B. It stopped when I got up, but when I pressed my ear to the wall, I swear I heard breathing, like someone standing just on the other side, waiting. The next day, I asked my landlord casually, like, "Hey, what's the deal with the guy in 3B?" And he gave me this weird look and said, "3B's been empty for over a year." I laughed at first. I was like, "No, I saw someone in there." I waved at him through the glass. And the landlord just shook his head. "I'm telling you, it's vacant. Nobody's lived there since the last tenant disappeared." I froze. Disappeared? He didn't say anything else, just walked off. That night, I kept my hallway light on. I couldn't explain why. It just made me feel safer. But at exactly 3:12 a.m., I woke up again. Not from a sound, but from this cold, sinking feeling in my chest. Like someone was staring at me. I peeked through the peephole in my door, and I swear on my life I saw the door to 3B open just a crack, and someone was standing there, half hidden in the darkness. It was the same silhouette I saw before. Still not moving, still watching. I locked every single lock on my door and shoved a chair under the handle. From that night on, every single night at 3:12 a.m., I would either hear footsteps in the hallway or thumping from the wall beside me. And always that same moldy smell leaking in under the door. Eventually, I bought a cheap security cam and set it up to face the hallway, just to prove to myself I wasn't going crazy. The next morning, I reviewed the footage from the night before, and what I saw made my blood run cold. At 3:12 a.m., the door to apartment 3B slowly creaked open. A man stepped out, except he didn't walk. He glided, like his feet weren't touching the floor. He wore a gray hoodie and dark pants. His face was pale, his eyes wide open, but glassy, lifeless. He walked right up to my door and just stood there for 6 full minutes. Then he turned to face the camera and smiled, except his mouth never moved. The smile just appeared, like someone pasted it onto his face. Then the video cut to static, like full-on snow screen. I pulled the footage onto a flash drive and called the police. When they arrived, I showed them the clip. They kind of brushed it off, said maybe it was a glitch, but they agreed to check out apartment 3B, just in case. They unlocked it, went inside, and I stayed in the hallway. I heard them calling out, flashlights sweeping through the room. Then one of them said, you should see this. On the floor, under the heater, was an old photograph, dusty, bent at the edges. It was a picture of me, sleeping in my bed. The timestamp? 2 weeks ago. But I had only moved in 5 days earlier. I started staying with friends after that, but none of them really believed me. They said maybe I was imagining things, or that I brought my trauma into this new place. But every time I came back to grab stuff, he'd be there. Once I saw him standing at the top of the stairwell. Another time, I swear he was reflected in my bathroom mirror, even though no one else was there. The last night I ever spent in that apartment, I kept all the lights on. I didn't sleep. Just sat on my bed with a kitchen knife and my phone. Then, right on time, 3:12 a.m., the power went out. My hallway light died. My phone glitched out and froze. And then I heard it. 3 knocks on my front door. I didn't move. Then I heard the closet door behind me creak open. I turned slowly, and there he was, standing inside my closet, barely inches from me. Blank face, gray hoodie, that twisted smile frozen on his lips. I don't remember screaming. I just remember running barefoot into the hallway and not stopping until I was outside. I didn't even take my things. I never went back. That was almost a year ago now. I moved across the country. I changed my phone number, got a new job, a new apartment. I don't even tell people where I live anymore. But last week, I got a package. No return address. Inside was a single photograph, a picture of me, taken through my bedroom window. It was recent. I was wearing the same hoodie I had on that night. On the back, in black marker, were 3 words. Welcome to 3B.